Alright, so we wanted to put up some additional material here about the degradation of Sunspot 2734. It is about to be downgraded to an alpha class sunspot because the trailing negatively charged magnetic field, which appears green on the colored magnetogram, has lost its umbra. So it has degraded. Looks a bit like the Earth facing quiet effect. So here's the view at 171 angstroms, that is. And while that sunspot's degraded, there is other good news that we forgot to cover in this morning's broadcast. So let's head to spaceweather.com because I wanted to cover, well, while we're here, the solar wind's 426.9 kilometers per second, and the density is 4.9 protons per cubic centimeter. So, but the reason we're here is because of this 10.7 centimeter radio flux at 73, well above predictions. There are the predictions. You can see well above the predictions. The predictions were for it to be in the low 60s by the end of the year and dropping into the 60s. So that's a good thing. You don't want to see the 10.7 centimeter radio flux go down super low for various reasons. So back to Sunspot 2734. Here's the magnetogram. We decided to run a video here, a custom view from the SGO page there. This is called the colored magnetogram, and this time frame is from 0900 Universal Time through 1745. So if you want to run this same animation, or perhaps a different one. Also, still noteworthy that we've got a perpendicular line of polarity between this sunspot and this former sunspot, making it an odd perpendicular polarity sunspot. So regular viewers will be aware that normally you see the polarity line is like this, as we see in this plage. But on this, the polarity line difference is this way, parallel to the equator, making this not a reverse polarity sunspot, more of just a weird polarity sunspot. Anyway, there's the extremely close zoomed in view. You can see that trailing negative charged green area has further diminished, so this is going to be classified as an alpha class sunspot very soon. It will lose its beta class designation because when there's no umbra associated with that negative green colored charge, you've only got one charge, making it an alpha class sunspot. If you'd like to see other data analysis of this, head to solarham.net. And they've got a bit of an old view here. As we just watched, it looks a little different than that by now. Not sure what this is going to bring up. Let's take our chances. Alright, anyway, that's not going to play, but you can click on that if you like. It's going to show you a WMV movie. And here's the close-up of 2734 in 304 angstroms. We can zoom in farther than that. There we go. Great view of the different fields there. You can also see a line perpendicular to the charge disparity. So it's a pretty interesting sunspot to say the least. Also some commentary on what's going on the South Pole. The South Pole coronal hole looks extremely hole-like. Some coronal holes won't show up on the 304 angstrom view, but you can clearly see it on here. You can see that where the coronal hole is located. I mean, it's obviously this area right here. I mean, super obvious. However, when you look at the North Pole, whoops, the North Pole's coronal hole is not very holy. You can see it looks totally different, and it's more like this kind of a shape from our perspective. But more importantly, you notice there are some crown prominences that appear to be coming out of there. There's one right there. And this is associated with higher levels of solar activity, not lower ones. So we're seeing a higher radio flux. We're seeing sunspots with odd charge. And we're seeing those crown prominences on the North Pole at the same time that the northern solar polar field is gaining strength. So that's all. Those are all good signs. Not the kind of signs that we associate with extremely deep solar minima. So, and last but not least, there's the complete view at 171 angstroms. We also do see a bit of magnetic stuff going on up here. So there's probably some sort of there's a prominence up there, a bit of a plasma filament, also visible in the 304 angstroms. I'm going to let this play for 2 minutes. Please enjoy original music. Temple Strike.